What's up, everyone? I'm Dan Servodidio with Fantasy Alarm here with your bold takes and predictions for the 2022 NFL Draft. The draft rumors, speculations, and news are all swirling around in Las Vegas with hours to go before the first round kicks off. And everyone loves those draft bold takes. So here are a few of mine before the Jacksonville Jaguars are officially on the clock at number one overall. Bold take number one: the Kansas City Chiefs will trade up to draft Jameson Williams in the top 10. Remember when the Chiefs traded away Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins this offseason? Well, even though they brought in Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, this franchise should still be looking for a wide receiver in the first round to help replace Hill's game-breaking ability. So how do they do it? I'm predicting the Chiefs trade up into the top 10 to grab Alabama wideout Jameson Williams, who would be a sure top 10 pick if not for his ACL injury in last season's national championship game. Kansas City has enough draft capital to get this deal done, and there are a number of teams in the top 10 rumored to be willing to move back. The Chiefs have 12 total picks in this draft, which is tied for the most with Jacksonville, and it includes a pair of first rounders at the back end of that first round. The Panthers, Giants, Falcons, Seahawks, and Jets at picks 6 through 10 could all be interested in trading back with Kansas City at the right price. At least we know Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes would both support this trade up to get Jameson Williams, right? Bold take number two: Malik Willis goes in the top 10. This isn't like last year when we had multiple quarterbacks drafted in the top 10 with tons of young talent at the position. This year's quarterback class is definitely weaker, but there are two names who stick out at the top: Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett. While Pickett may have the safer floor as someone who could start sooner for an NFL team, Willis has the higher ceiling with his combination of the dual threat ability and big arm talent. The upside is very high for Willis to develop into a franchise quarterback, and there are a number of teams in the top 10 who need a quarterback for the long term. The Panthers at number 6, Falcons at number 8, or Seahawks at number 9 are all teams who could take a chance on Willis's talent. There are also a few teams further down, like the Saints or Steelers, who may be willing to trade up to grab the quarterback from Liberty. Overall, Malik Willis should be the first quarterback taken over Kenny Pickett, and if a team wants him, it may take a top 10 pick to ensure they get him. Personally, I've got my eye on the Falcons at number 8 overall as the eventual successor to Matt Ryan. He can sit behind Marcus Mariota for a year, learn the ropes, and next year, he's the Falcons franchise quarterback. Bold take number 3: Evan Neal falls out of the top 10. It wasn't too long ago when Evan Neal was a strong possibility at number 1 overall for the Jaguars. In the last couple of weeks, though, the Alabama offensive lineman has seen his draft stock dip just a little bit. Ikem Ekwonu from NC State is now the favorite to be the first own lineman off the board. And now Mississippi State's Charles Cross is also reportedly higher on some teams' draft rankings. It doesn't help that there have been some negative medical reports about Evan Neal recently as well. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer reported that some NFL teams have Neal as a notable medical risk due to separate knee and hip injuries. Maybe this just is some misinformation to have other franchises look the other way, but the slightest bit of injury risk could force Neal to fall down outside of the top 10. I think it's a real possibility, especially with all the defensive talent at the top of the board and a possible wide receiver run earlier than we expect in that top 10. Neal's talent alone should make him a top 5 pick overall in this draft, but don't be surprised if he falls just a little bit further, and especially outside of the first 10 selection. And those are your bold takes for the 2022 NFL Draft. Enjoy the first round of picks on Thursday night, and let's all root for some craziness at that top end of the draft, huh? I'm Dan Servodidio with Fantasy Alarm. Let me know your own bold takes and predictions. See ya.